So we have a dbWatch setup here with one instance, and I'll go through the different sections of the product very, very briefly. So on this side, we have the different modules of the product. So we have monitoring top, then we have management, so monitoring for detecting issues on the system, management for fixing things on the system. We have farm views that gives you overall dashboards and the ability to look at multiple database instances together. We have a worksheet which allows you to run SQL queries on one or more database instances. You have auto discovery, which allows you to scan network segments to detect databases on those segments. You have FDL console for farm data language console, and this is a query language to act on top of the SQL layer, and it allows you to take data from any data source and create dashboards of use that can be used for reporting or for management purposes. And then you have the reporting engine to run reports and schedule reports and create reports on either one instance or multiple database instances. At the bottom here, you have the plus icon for adding instances to the product. You have the question icon to open the wiki help page. And then you have the dbWatch icon that will give you a pop-up with the different versions and where it's installed, etc. On the top here, you can see it's dbWatch Control Center, and you have a release date on top. So this is the release from 21st of January 2023. You have the monitor menu where you can again add an instance. You can configure the domain login, which is where you connect to dbWatch servers from the client. You can reload the resources, reload the files that generate the content in the product. You can go quickly into monitoring or management or worksheet directly here, or you can configure remote launchers such as ping or remote desktop that can be triggered from the instances, or you can terminate the client. On the server menu, you have more options when it comes to the reporting engine, where you can go directly into what reports are scheduled, create reports, edit the report template, or create your own report template. And we will cover all this in a separate section when it comes to reporting. Server extensions is where you configure the sending alarms to other things, such as through email. Server configuration is to adjust settings for this dbWatch server. So it could be to edit the metadata on the instances, edit job templates, manage licenses, group configuration, go directly into the instance configuration, which can also be triggered by right-clicking on the instance. Service grouping configuration is service grouping is where you take multiple database instances and group them together. It can be the way to define different cluster groups, etc. Or you can open the manage jobs overview to install monitoring jobs on the system. Server configuration is where you can adjust thresholds and levels on the server. Report configuration is where you can adjust levels and adjustments for the reporting. Reconnection configuration is to adjust how we will send lost connection or reconnection failed signals. Upload resource is used to upload XML files or CSV files to the product. It can be for adding a group of instances at once, or for adding additional product contents that you get from dbWatch, or that you create your own. Connect to all servers will connect to all the configured servers that you have, and shut down all servers will stop all services. Domain configuration is an important step where you configure the security and the different dbWatch servers that are in the dbWatch security domain, and also add license and add users to the product. Help. This help will open the wiki page. The error log can be opened here. You'll have the about dbWatch, which is the same as you get on the dbWatch icon beneath. And there is some debug information on how certificates and sockets is set up, etc. Here you can turn on and off different views, or you can have different profiles for the monitoring, so that you can create your own custom views and dashboards. On the top here, you have the instance status, which is a list of the instances that you have connected and their respective status. The grouping overview here allows you to have more detailed adjustments on how this tree is structured, what databases are shown. You can filter here as well on the metadata, so you can filter out individual instances or groups of instances, and you can add metadata to the grouping tree here to get the correct structure for you. It can be physical location, application names, etc. It's possible to add that into how this tree view is working. There is also some examples here that you can choose, where you can choose these grouping examples, and then it's grouping by platform. So if you add multiple platforms, it will be beneath in the structure, and you'll see that you'll have the instances like this. Or you can have it by status, which will show all the instances in alarm. And here you can create your own grouping and add different information. It can be more than this. It can be things that you define yourself as well as metadata. And then you can save this as a new grouping template, and you'll be able to choose it from here. So this tree structure, this is the default one, where you have dbWatch as the top icon, the name of the dbWatch server here. You can have multiple dbWatch servers, and underneath the dbWatch server, you can have the group that you put the instances in. If you go to server and a group configuration, you can add new groups and change names and etc. to put them into different groups, and here you'll have a list of the instances in that group. At the bottom here, you can see the username you've logged into the dbWatch service with, and there is also a chat function that allows you to send messages to other DBAs or other users of the dbWatch system. On this overview here, you'll have different dashboards. So when you're on the top level, you'll see all the instances there. If you go to a level underneath, such as the groups, you would only see the instances in that group. But of course, we only have one instance here. And this overview here will change as you walk through the application. And when you change between the different modules, you'll have different views here. So So this tree structure here on the side will change as you go through the different applications. So it's kind of adjusted to the different modules that you have. And reporting opens a wizard for running reports. So that's introduction to the main layout. And after this, we'll go through the different modules as well in another video. Thank you. dbWatch Control Center Redefining Database Operations. Please visit us at Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or YouTube.